Hey parents, Eric here. I know it's been a while since we chatted, since I've sent an update. It's been a pretty busy month for me, not only just personally but ministry-wise. Some interesting developments in my family, but also, if any of you guys saw on Facebook, I'm actually starting a Doctor of Ministry program at Gordon Conwell Theological Seminary in Boston, Massachusetts. And 2 weeks in June for the next 2 years after this one, I will have to be going to Boston for 2 weeks to do some residency with some lecture and some practice. And the really cool part about all of it is it's something that Hillside is supporting, commissioning, specifically because it will really help me in my job. The Doctor of Ministry focus I'm going to be really focusing on is ministry to emerging generations, and really focusing a lot on what it looks like for that high school to young adult transition to take place so we don't lose them, and really just figuring out how high school ministry and young adult ministry collaborate, because it's something that not only we've been struggling with but a lot of churches have been. So I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, it's been a little busy, and I do apologize for the lack of communication. I hope that in this video you'll find that there's some good reason for it, and there's a lot of things to be excited for. So this is sort of a state of the union, if you will, on youth ministry, but with some really important updates. So yeah, I just want to, as I said, it's been a busy month. In a lot of ways, it's also been a really busy year. But it's also been a very challenging year. This is kind of like my opportunity, I guess, to be a little vulnerable, and admit some areas of weakness and failure in my own leadership. But also, there's a lot of things that we learned during this year that I think we're going to be able to take and really find inspiration from. But again, it's been an awesome year. We've had the Bible study, we've had a lot of really good connections with students, but also it's been difficult in that we're trying to discern what the youth culture looks like right now, and that's no easy task. And I think there's this overall sense that the way we've been doing it forever, just it's not cutting it anymore. So I'm going to be explaining some of the future stuff of youth ministry going forward, with just a couple of just one really important update to start with. And it does bum me out. We are not going to be able to be doing the mission trip anymore. And for the simple reason that we don't have anyone signed up. And so I would obviously love to hear your feedback on as to why maybe we didn't have as many signups as we would have hoped for an awesome mission trip. But that does bring me to my second point. Well, before that, we are going to be doing some service opportunities with Stream Summer Camp in the month of July. So that'll be July 13, July 20, and July 27. We're going to be hosting the Stream Summer Camp over at Streams, and so we could really use your students' help for that project, and I'll be sending some more information. But one of the most important updates that we have for you guys is that we actually hired a 25-hour-a-week youth ministry assistant. Her name is Shamber Flory. I could not be more excited to have her. She's already been working for us for a little over a month now, and she was hired specifically to help with high school youth ministry. My role at Hillside has changed a lot, and it's evolved over the years. And one of the evolutions that's about to take place, or it has been taking place, which is why part of it has been a difficult year, has been just the fact that I'm going to be focusing a lot more on outreach and young adults as well, on top of my preaching load and on top of pastoral care stuff. And so we realized it wasn't sustainable, and so we needed to have someone that can come in and help us out, not only just so that I can focus on some other areas, but that we don't have high school lose the attention that it deserves. And Shamber is a gift in that area. Her heart for ministry is big, and she's just an awesome person, and she's already been making a lot of connections. So just her role, again, her coming in no way, shape, or form means that I'm no longer going to be involved with high school. I'll be actively involved with high school, especially after last year. Last year is probably the most I've worked in high school ministry for a long time. And the challenges that come along with trying to do ministry in sort of this new post-COVID world obviously presented its challenges. But I'm not leaving high school ministry at all right now. I'm just getting help so that I can also focus on other things while the quality of the ministry stays the same. So Shamber is going to be joining us, and she's going to be working pretty exclusively with high school. and being a part of our high school youth ministry program. And we're gonna have another video next week that we're gonna produce and send to you guys, kind of introducing who she is to you, and having a more in-depth conversation about what her role will look like. So do look out for that. But just wanted to give you an update on what we're going to be doing this summer. So I did send out a summer calendar of activities, a little over a month ago. We are going to, in trying to honor you and your time and your scheduling, we're going to try and stick to that calendar as much as humanly possible. With the events, the social events. Again, the mission trip won't be taking place anymore, but we're going to try and do our best to make sure we stick to those commitments. However, the reason I give myself a little wiggle room is because of the other really important work we're going to be doing this summer, and that is that our goal is that we are going to contact personally, over the phone, in person, whatever, but having a conversation with each and every parent or set of parents for high school students, and then getting in contact, again, hopefully in person, with each and every student. Because the reason being is our ministry structure next year is going to be changing fundamentally. Now, if you've been with me for a couple of years, this might sound familiar, and I can already maybe anticipate some of the groans of, oh, here we go again. I totally recognize the areas where we have tried to adjust the last couple of years and it hasn't worked. And the big part of that has been I have been trying to keep the same structure in place, which is the program, which is, all of youth ministry happens in those 2 hours on Sunday night. And we're kind of rethinking that approach completely. In fact, our ministry structure, our primary goal is going to be facilitating mentoring relationships, whether that's one-on-one or small group relationships, as the foundation of what youth ministry is going to look like here at Hillside. This doesn't mean that we will not have Sunday youth group. Sunday youth group, like proper, will still be available. It's just going to be taking on an entirely different context, an entirely different definition. Volunteers is going to take on an entirely different definition. Just to pique your interest, like this summer, I'm hoping to recruit like 30 or 40 volunteers. I know it sounds big, but again, the way that we're going to be changing some of the definitions of what it means to be a high school leader, what it means to be involved in high school ministry as a high schooler, even if you don't come to youth group particularly. One of the things we've really been wrestling with is, with the programming the way it is, if students don't come to a certain place at a certain time with maybe people they don't necessarily interact well with or get along well with, or maybe even a leader they don't get along with, and that's perfectly acceptable. What is there here for those high school students that don't fit into those boxes? And really our approach this summer is going to be formulating and setting up a ministry that allows the students that don't do youth group to know that they still matter, and to know that Hillside still very much cares about their spiritual development, and we want to enter in and be a part of that journey. So I wish I could give you more information as to what this is going to look like. Trust me, I really, really do. But part of why we're going to be reaching out is that Shamber and I in the background are setting up the foundation, right? And setting up the sticks of the house of what it's going to look like. Your voice is crucial in helping us complete that project, putting the roof on, painting the house. The stuff that we're going to be able to listen to and discern from the conversations that we have, those might be the best pieces of nuggets we need to really formulate what youth ministry is going to look like here at Hillside. But I can promise you it's going to look different, and I hope it looks different in the best possible way. I've been going through a lot of soul searching for what the purpose of youth ministry here is, and at the end of the day, we just want every single student from 14 to 18, 9th grade through 12th grade, even if they don't belong to whatever youth group has looked like in the last couple of years, they still belong here, and they matter to us, and we want to make sure that just because it's not fitting into a specific time, place, and function, it doesn't mean that we don't try and walk into the discipleship path with your kids and hopefully partner with you. And so from the bottom of my heart, I have zero problem admitting I've not done that well the last 3 to 4 years. I grew up in and was trained in programmatic youth ministry, and it's a hard foundation to crack, but we're getting there, and I am very much open to learning. And part of the reason why we're thinking about rethinking what youth ministry at Hillside is because of the conversations I've had with you parents. I've had a number of conversations over the last year, and those conversations were sourced in frustration, totally understandable frustration, and I agree with most of it. But listening to your feedback was what really changed the tides, and listening to your feedback was what really made me take a step back and go, there's got to be a different way to do this. So what that looks like, we're not sure yet, but we'll make sure we let you know. But I just wanted to give you those updates. I'm so excited for what this year is going to look like. I cannot wait to partner with you in figuring that out. And I cannot wait to see how God is going to gift us, our youth ministry, and our church with Shamber, her leadership, and just her presence in our heart. So hopefully you're as excited as I am, and I can't wait to talk to you guys, and I can't wait to connect with you, and hopefully just be part of the church, be one of your pastors, and be one of your students' pastors who deeply cares for you, and I can't wait to hear your heart. So thank you for giving me this time. Thank you for staying as long as you did. It means a lot. I look forward to hearing from you. So housekeeping note, in the next about 2 weeks, look out for a sort of contact from Shamber or I. Shamber's going to be reaching out to the female students and their parents. I'm going to be reaching out to the male students and their parents. And so just know that we're going to be reaching out, and our ideal is to have a phone conversation or a Zoom conversation, or even better, face-to-face. But either way, do be looking out for that, because that is going to be where our main work and how we structure the year is going to look like. That's going to be done in that work and in those conversations. So thank you for your time. You guys have an awesome, blessed day, and can't wait to see you soon.